Okay, so here's my example 2 for my second section of my notes. So I'm going to give you a minute to copy this down. And this time I'm going to try and see if I can understand if it's a function just from looking at the map without writing out my ordered pairs. So I'm going to look to make sure that each x only has one y that it goes to. So right here I see that the x of 1 goes to the y of 4. Okay. The x of 3 goes to the y of 2. But then I have an x of 5, and the x of 5 has a y of 1 and a y of 0. So the x value of 5 maps to two different y values. And if you remember from our notes, that means that it cannot be a function because it has two different y values. So let's make a note of that. When x is 5, it has two different y values. When x is 5, it has two different y values. And that makes it non-functional. It's not a function because it has two different y values that it goes to, and we're going to write ordered pairs and graph it, but this makes it non-functional. So let's write out some ordered pairs just to make sure. Here's my mapping diagram again, and I'm going to write out the ordered pairs, and if that's easier for you, I would just do that. So I'm going to say, okay, 1 goes to 4, so when x is 1, y is 4. When x is 3, right here, y is 2. Okay, now here's the tricky part. I'm going to look. When x is 5, I'm going to follow the first arrow. The y is 1, so I'm going to write 5, 1. And when x is 5, y is 0, so I'm going to write 5, 0. Now if it helps you to remember that when there's a repeat in the x's, that's when it's non-functional. So far no repeats, so far no repeats, uh-oh. The 5 repeats for the x, so we know that that's non-functional. And the last way we could do it is by graphing. I'm just going to draw a tiny coordinate plane, and I'm going to graph these and see if I overlap on any. So 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, and 5, 0. Looks like these 2 points right here, trying to make that one bigger, this one and this one, if I did a vertical line test, it would hit twice. Those are on top of each other. So that's what makes it not a function. These right here, how the x of 5 has two different y values. It has a 1 and a 0. That's what makes it not a function. So the trick that we used on the map is that we saw that the 5 had an arrow to two different y's. So if you have an x over here that has arrows going out to multiple y's, that's a trick to know it's not a function.